This Wemby build will have you cooking your defender and throwing self lobs off the backboard consistently. Not only that, you will be jumping right over your opponents to grab rebounds, throwing down some crazy glitchy dunks in this 7-foot max wingspan build. We got defense too though. We're chasing down the point guard, and then in the same exact possession, we're gonna get a crazy contest on his shot, but when their center gets the rebound, we're chasing that down and sending it out of bounds too. This is an insane all-around center build that on top of everything else can also post score. What's good, everybody? We are back with another 2K25 video, and today's video is a little bit different. As you can see, we're not on my typical account. We did end up getting this Wemby account from a badge plug giveaway. Shout out badge plug for that. But I have some absolutely crazy gameplay from my very first games played on this build, showing you guys how crazy it is. But not only gameplay, I'm showing you the build, I'm showing you the attributes, the animations, and everything else you could possibly need to know about this build. Throughout the video, you guys can see me getting a better hang of how to play on this build. But this first game you're about to see is really the first game I ever played on this account. Literally signed into the account and went straight to the twos court. Not wasting any more of your time on this intro though, let's get into this. Here is the build. If you didn't see badge plug 60 to 99 overall challenge, no money spent. We have some really good stats on this Wemby build. The shooting looks low, but you're going to see throughout the gameplay we can shoot super consistently. We also get the 90 standing dunk for the good standing big man contact dunks. Enough ball handle to combo up and speed boost. 92 rebound, which on a 7'1" max wingspan build honestly feels a lot higher. The 83 vertical probably helps with that. But then we have the 97 block. I got more stops with this build in the paint than I've got with any other build all year long. There really just wasn't anybody scoring over me in the paint. That's gonna do it for the stats though. Let me show you the animations real quick. So a lot of these are just normal or basic, but the go-to shots, the hop shots, the stuff like that, you get some really good speed boosts out of on these taller builds. But if you guys are making this one or any other tall centers, feel free to put these on. You'll see what they're capable of in the video, but let's look at this jump shot. So here's the jump shot. Like I said, I got on this account. I didn't change anything. I used this jump shot through the whole video, and I was greening pretty consistently after never using it before. So I would say it's a pretty solid center jump shot. That's everything I have to show you on this build though. Let's get into the gameplay. So getting right into the first one here, we do end up playing a 6'11" build right away. Seeing you guys' player cards, I didn't think it was going to be super comp, but the guard was cooking up. You guys will see throughout the video, but this guy's got a 92 defensive rebound as well. But it's got to be my height and wingspan and vertical, because I'm out rebounding him all game long. Right into the first possession though, like I said, this guard kind of surprised me. He was cooking up, getting bumped a little bit, but he ends up coming off the screen here and shooting a super confident shot and knocks down that mid-range to start the game. Next possession, I'm going to sit in the paint, let the center shoot. That's been my strategy a lot of times this year. It's because centers can't shoot super consistently, but we are down 7-0 starting this game out, and we finally get the ball. I'm going to get the rebound, kick it out to my guard. And this first game, the first couple possessions definitely aren't the prettiest, but stick with me. Like I said, I had never played on this build before, so I got to get used to it. Got to see how I'm moving, see what I'm good at. But I end up getting really good position under the paint and laying that one in. That's another thing. I haven't used layup timing all year just because of how good real player percentage is. And as much as I wish it wasn't like that, it's just the best thing to do. So getting on and having to time my layups was a little bit different, but we got used to it real quick. Here I'm gonna hit a pick and pop. He's gonna find me wide open in the mid-range. My first jump shot on this build, and we're knocking it down. You guys saw the shooting stats. They were nothing crazy, but with an 80 mid-range, we're definitely able to knock that stuff down. Inbound to my guard, he ends up missing that one. This comes right back to my interior defense and block rating. Nobody was finishing anything on me in the paint. I took him right out of his animation. I was jumping, so I wasn't able to get the rebound, but like I said, leaving that center wide open and gonna grab the free board over the guard. Kick out to mine, and you already know he's knocking that one down, making it 7-7. I did hit my first shot, but this guy was still not respecting it. He must not think I can shoot on this Wemby build, leaving me wide open. So you already know I'm pulling that. And I do end up missing, but look at this putback dunk. So my guard definitely picked up from my mistake there. But as we progress through this video, you're going to see I really figure out this jump shot. I shoot more consistently, but I'm getting open again. I'm definitely pulling that one, and I bricked it again. But that's all right. Like I said, it will get better. Trust me. Taking 3 shots ever on this build. It can shoot. Give me a break. Their guard, though, end up getting a wide open shot, knocking that down, making it 10-9. And then after all that, they want to try come test me in the paint again. I'm stopping them both. They got to kick it back out and try something else. That was another thing that really surprised me. This build doesn't have a ton of strength, but we still weren't getting pushed around. Later on, we end up playing somebody with a 99 rebound and max strength, and we still were not getting bullied by them. Here, I left the center open again, and he ends up knocking down a white. I hate when people mistime their jump shots and still get rewarded for it, but it is what it is. We're back on defense. Down 13-9, time to lock in. He's trying me in the paint again, and we are sending that back. And now that I got the block, I'm picking and popping. The 2-way to tenacity gives me a massive boost to my jump shot, wide open, and we are knocking that one down, making it 13-12 and grabbing our takeover. This was about the time in the game that I remember BadgePlug saying you could post score on this build, so I wanted to test it out. And sure enough, we're backing this dude down. We end up drop stepping him, easy layup. Now I'm really starting to feel more confident, starting to figure out how the build works, what I can do, what I can't. And this self lobs coming up really surprised me. They're actually crazy on this build. You can throw them from so far away and still get animations. And then this is that defensive clip you guys saw in the intro. Look at how crazy this is. I block the guard on the chase down. Their center gets the rebound, kicks it over to him. I'm jumping for a contest. After I knock the guard on the ground with a contest, I chase the center down in the paint and send it out of bounds. 97 block is way better than I ever realized this year. And it kind of gives me vibes of like Intimidator from 2K20. Like, look at this. I'm just around him and it still makes him miss. I mean, I was there hands up, but it gave me a tight coverage when I was like 3 feet off of him. This possession though, up 13-16. We do end up getting two-way again. I'm going to blow by this guy because my ball handling speed of the ball, lay it right up over top of him, making it 18-13. My guard misses the jump shot. I'm grabbing the rebound easily, back out to him. Takes way too long, but ends up finding me in the paint with just the guard on me. And I end up missing this layup, but I'm getting the offensive rebound. I told you guys it's only a 92, but I grab a lot of them, and then I'm throwing that down right over him. And then we are getting right back into the pick and roll. My guard ends up hitting me on the roll. And once I catch it down here, the center ends up jumping. I'm going to get a wide open, easy dunk for game. And that is going to get us out of game number 1. Honestly, not too bad for my first game ever played. It definitely gets more interesting from here. Stick with me. We get some crazy highlights, but let's get on to game number 2. And for the second game, it did end up being the same guys that just played us the first game. We ended up beating them 22-0, so I'm just going to show you guys a few highlights from this one. Starting out with this first one though, this is right when I started to figure out how to self-lob, testing out how far away I could do it from. It gives you a really good burst right by the defender. And with our 70-something driving dunk and our high standing dunk, we end up getting a really big green window on it. And our player is so big, we barely have to jump off the floor. So another one of those clips you saw from the intro, we're backing him down and then getting a nuts contact dunk right over him. Like I said though, not too much happened from this game. I'm grabbing the defensive rebound, kicking it out to my guard, and we are going to end up beating them 23-0 for game number 2. We do have different opponents in the next ones though, so let's get on to that one. And for this second game, we end up playing a 6'6" guard and a 6'9" big man. We did end up pulling up on these guys, so they get the ball first. They ended up getting a bucket right away, making it 2-0, but I am chasing down the guard on the next possession. Back at it, showcasing that 97 block. And here's where I started to figure out the speed boosting a little bit. It's only been a few games, and it's not anything super impressive, but we're starting to move on this 7'1" build. Here he's going to try to ISO me, which is not a great idea. Like I've been saying, great defense on this build. And right, look at that. I didn't even play hands up. I didn't play anything. I still got a light pressure. That's where I'm talking about paint patrol. That high block is just like Intimidator from 2K20. If you're near them, it honestly gives you a pretty decent contest. My guard ends up driving, kicking back out to me. I get caught in a dribble move. I'm going to miss this layup somehow, but I get the offensive rebound, put it right back up, making it 2-2. Inbound to my guard, gonna try to get my takeover up a little bit, gonna cut right to the basket, wide open here, get a nice easy layup, making it 7-7. And then here we are getting into the ISO, feeling confident, starting to figure out the speed boost animations, gonna blow by him off the backboard to myself and gonna throw that one down. We are not stopping there though. My guard ends up missing this, but I'm grabbing the offensive rebound. That 92 is proven to be way better than it seems. Another blow by animation and one of those glitchy park dunk animations. 70 dunk on these taller builds is way better than I ever expected. Just put those park dunk animations on and you're going to be throwing down a ton of really glitchy animations. Again though, blowing by him, full green window off the backboard to myself. Self lobs are probably the most fun part of this build. It's definitely between that and the defense, but I do force one here just trying to see what I can get away with, but get my own rebound and dunk that one, making it 17-7. And back into the ISO with Wemby, not doing anything too crazy here. He's playing back. I think about shooting it, but I'm getting that blow by. Another self alley. That's already like for this game. There was nobody that could stop me from doing that. 19-10 at this point. I'm just going to blow right by him, get a wide open dunk. And that is going to be game number 3. At this point, we are 3-0 on a build I've never played on before. You guys just saw my first ever 3 games played, but I still got a few more for you. So let's see what we can do. This was the 4th game. I honestly probably wouldn't have even included it because the guy that was guarding me was running out of bounds half the time. As you can see, he's 6'4". But there was a few highlights, so I wanted to throw those in. Knocking down the 3 with a 73 3-point shot. Here you can see he's over there running out of bounds, catching a wide open lob. And then the next possession here, he's still running out of bounds, self-lob to myself. We sat and waited for games forever, ended up finding a court we could play on, and then we get into the game, and the dude's just playing out of bounds the whole time. That time, he did sit in the paint, though, and I dunked it right over him, 22-0, and we are 4-0 on the Wemby build. I got 2 more games for you guys, and these last 2 are much more competitive against some people that actually knew what they were doing, so let's check those out. And this team here is who I was talking about earlier. As you can see, this is going to be an inside center with a 99 rebound, 96 strength, and a pretty decent driving dunk paired with a 6'10" that he had playing guard. He ended up knocking down a bunch of shots. Honestly, props to that guy. Getting himself open on a 6'10" and hitting his shot still. But for this game, we are going to start on an offense. And the guard is not playing yet, so I'm going to dot my guard back. Wide open three. He's going to knock that down. Getting a great start to this game. This one ends up coming down to the very last possession, though. Definitely the most intense of the video. I end up missing my shot at the top of the key. 6'10's wide open. He knocks it down, making it 3-3 to start this one out. The whole game, they were kind of doing this like half screen, half sit behind the screen. I don't know. The center was doing this the whole game, posting up, trying to LT my guard. If you guys didn't know, it's like the cheesiest thing to do on the twos, but not usually with a 6'10". So when that didn't work, he was like trying to set a screen, but not really. Either way, though, we were locking up, getting stops. As you can see, the guard's going to end up missing a mid-range here. I'm grabbing the rebound out to my guard, and then he's going to miss this pull-up midi, giving them the ball right back. So we are back on defense, down 5-3. Big man is back at it, standing still with the ball again. Guard is going to run wide open and brick another three, giving us yet another chance with the ball. We really haven't capitalized this game yet, so we got to get something done. My guard's going to pull up, knock down a mid-range, making it 5-5. And then I'm getting the ball a little bit in the ISO here, but my guard's going to go back door, and I'm going to hit him wide open for a nice, easy dunk. So we are now back on offense, up 7-5. Going to do a little pick and roll action. Hit the guard for just a second, and I'm slipping. Their center's going to step up, and I get a nice, easy, wide open dunk. We know how easy that is for Wemby. I mean, this dude is basically already touching the rim without even jumping. And the long wingspan on this build makes those dunk animations look sort of like he gets them in real life, even though we aren't actually 7'3". These rebound animations we've been getting all video are absolutely crazy. We are now up 11-5 though. Like I mentioned earlier, I do have layup timing on. Look at this layup I just made. Insanely contested, but it's marked open. We'll take it. This was right after the timing layup patch that they dropped to make those slightly better, and I could definitely see a difference. We get a decent 8-point lead here though, and then end up missing. They're back on offense. Their guard is wide open, gonna knock that one down, making it 8-13. And then he's going to get right back into it, left righting around this center screen with the 96 strength he's got on him. Really isn't moving too fast. Like I said, he's on 6'10", but he shoots a contested shot there, going to miss. We get the rebound, back to my wide open guard. He's going to wait it out and then find me wide open for a nice easy dunk, making it 8-15. They ended up getting the ball back, and their guard gets a wide open three in the corner, knocking that down, making this game super interesting. So we really need to stop here. And he's going to go right back behind that screen. Left stick dribbling back and forth. Pulls up. Can't knock that one down, but I get the rebound. And at this point, I haven't done really anything too crazy this game, so I'm dribbling this one out. Throwing it off the backboard to myself and dunking it in the clutch, putting us up 17-11. After that, though, they did get a stop and we got a bucket, so now we are only up by 4, and they have the ball. Guard's going to find himself wide open in the corner, get a crazy bounce off the rim, knock that one down, making it 16-17. On you all video, do not try me in the paint. Tries to throw a lob over me off the side of the backboard, out of bounds, giving us the ball back. Right back into the pick and roll, but my guard ends up getting blitzed here when he's trying to hit the slip, gives it back to them, and then they knock down a mid-range to make it 18-17. Like I told you guys, this one really comes down to the last shot. Tries to backdoor my guard, drive by him here, ends up dribbling it out. And this is the part that sucks about dribbling on a 6'10". That animation puts him right out of bounds, giving it back to us down 1, 17-18. I'm going to quick slip this before they can even blitz it, putting us up 19-18. We just need one bucket to go to end this one. And they didn't pick up on it the first time. I'm going to quick slip again, wide open, finish the game. GG's to those guys. That was a pretty intense one. For this last game, they did end up pulling up on us again, changing their clothes. And this one was not close. I'm just going to show you guys a few highlights. Really just wanted to include the game because we did go 6-0. Playing 6 games only the entire time I was on the account. We just really could not lose. And I had a ton of fun the whole time I was playing on this one. I will definitely get some more gameplay on here. This is a perfect representation of Wemby. And it's a lot of fun to play on a build like this. Just a super unique play style that I don't have to get on an inside center or a 5'9" and just fade mid-ranges all game. If you guys haven't switched up your play style at all yet this year, I really encourage trying something different. Because switching up really does make the game more fun, gives you something fresh to do. And if you sit and play the same sweaty meta play style the entire year, you're probably going to get sick of it. But that's my thoughts on that anyways. I make a ton of builds every year, not saying you need to make a bunch, but generally speaking, the more different ways that I can play, the more fun that I do have. This guy's flopping on me as I knock down the 3 with a 73 3-pointer. But like I said, we did end up knocking him off again, 23-5 this time. Win on this Wemby build that I've never played on before, took over the park, went 6-0. Had to put these games together for you guys. Honestly though, my favorite part of the build is probably the self alleys, being able to speed boost on this taller build, throw it off the backboard to myself. Just a super fun way to play. Shout out again to Badge Plug for the account. I'll definitely be back on this one. This Wemby build is super fun to play on. If you guys watch all the way through, drop a like, drop a sub on your way out. I appreciate you sticking around. and I will catch you in the next one.